mean, get out there. It's okay. It's okay. You gonna figure it out.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You're gonna figure it out. Your steps are gonna align with what you're doing. If you put yourself out there and just jump, because that's what
God
I had
says,
to do.
dust yourself off and try it again. Yeah, yeah. That's what you got to do. But
Not a leader, rest
yeah,
my soul.
hey,
Jason me, looking for black owned businesses at Jason me. Young black entrepreneur, Jason me. This for my real ones, Jason me. Let's get it, yeah. Jason me, looking for black owned businesses at Jason me. Young black entrepreneurs, Jason me. This for my real ones, Jason me. This for my
Hello,
real
hello.
ones,
Welcome back to Jason Me Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Carter, and I'm here with DeMario Hunter. He is a photographer and he is the owner of Mario Consulting Agency. And we have some very interesting topics on this episode. So we're going to get right into it and we're going to let him introduce himself.
guys, as she said, my name is DeMario Hunter. I run a photography business and a consulting firm. Photography is pretty much self-explanatory to itself. I'm with my consulting firm. I run a healthcare agency consulting firm specifically, and we focus on just companies that don't know how to market their business in the healthcare industry, and we go in and we revamp their thinking and help them basically get the business moving or get more business coming in for them that they don't already have, and so we just hold their hand and walk them through it.
Now, do you have anybody already set up in your agency?
Yeah, so we have a few contracts currently. We're working with two home health agencies and two non-emergency wheelchair services, and so pretty much two of them on both sides were already established, and they kind of just needed help getting in the door and kind of figuring out their lay of the land with the hospitals and the nursing homes and dialysis clinics, and just really figuring out where to put their footprint and what they want to focus on. And then the other two, we're starting from scratch, and they had the idea and they had the vision, but they didn't know which way to go with that. So we're working with them and teaching them actually how to shape their business to exactly what they want it to be and how to go out there and get it and be confident in what they're doing while they're out there doing it.
Now, why is it important for healthcare businesses to get a consulting for their business?
'Cause sometimes, we start a business or we're going on a journey. We're like, I'm gonna just do this, and we don't realize, how what it goes into it with insurance, with filing claims, with the simple things you're supposed to be in compliance with the state, just different rules and regulations. And oftentimes I've seen where people will get fined first, or they get told, well, no, this ain't right, or they've been doing it wrong all along. And when somebody tells them it's not right, they're frustrated because it's like, well, I've been doing this for years. And so no one else said anything. And so we like to just go in and basically be your friend, be that person that's like, I'm gonna tap you on no, that ain't quite right, but your idea is right and your heart's in the right place, but that's not how we do that. We educating each other on how to make sure our businesses are going right. And I feel like that's much needed in today's society because it's enough business to go around for everybody. Why not tell everybody how to get the business?
Yeah, that's the thing of people with the education part, and when they're starting a business, they don't know where to start or what to do. So people with the information tend to want to gatekeep it or keep it to themselves. Like, so we need people that are willing to do the work and put in the work for businesses to start up.
Right. And to be honest with you, this is a fairly new journey for me and myself. I just a little bit of background. So for the last 5 years, I did marketing for a non-emergency ambulance company, and I learned a lot over the last 5 years. And then was laid off, and for 2.5 months, I didn't do anything, and everything was just manifesting. And so I don't know. I just kind of I prayed and I asked God to be very intentional with me when I'm looking for another job. What is it that you want me to do? And he kept saying, just start your business, start your business. You already know what to do, you know how to do it. And there's so many people keep telling you they need help with this. So you just got to figure out how to get your business off the ground. You already have the clients are there, and you just it's a it's a rewarding journey because not only am I learning how to run my business myself and know what I need to expect, but also to have people appreciate what you're doing and actually pay you what you're worth. It's just a different experience because now you're giving the knowledge and the information to somebody else in order for their business to flourish. And you get the consolation of knowing like, hey, I was able to help y'all do that. Let me know if you need anything else.
Exactly. And then that's how you keep the rapport going and you build and build and build on that.
Yeah. Your name, your I tell a lot of my clients, I let them know you have to sell your brand. If you don't know your brand and you can't sell your brand, how do you expect somebody to buy into it? You have to have a
Sounds familiar.
vision. You have to have a vision and you have to have something that you want to do. So you got to market yourself.
So to go back to the photography, how did you get into doing that? Is that a passion of yours or
That
a
is a
side
passion.
hobby, side
That
hustle?
that is a passion.
Okay.
Um, I've always loved to take pictures of stuff. And it's just something about outdoors or looking at people. It's like, man, if you would just turn like this or do that, it'll really make certain stuff pop. And so, I, man, my wife actually is the one I can credit to actually kicking me out there and just being like, man, you take great pictures. You need to do something about this. And so I bought a camera. Haven't stopped taking pictures since. I think I bought the camera 3 years ago. So I bought my first camera 3 years ago, and I've not stopped taking pictures since. And so it's been really popping lately, and I have learned just the experience of just learning more about just how to use your camera and how to work with lighting and how to do so many different things. It made me love it even more. And so it started off as a passion, and now it's an extreme passion. So
So you are a Morehouse man. What year did you graduate?
so technically, I can say I'm not a Morehouse man. I didn't graduate my senior year. So I'm actually back in the online program. So I'm slated to graduate next year. Cross fingers crossed. And but I
Absolutely.
went in 2010. I left my senior year. My mom got sick, and so came home back to Memphis, helped take care of my mom. But everything that I learned and embodied from Morehouse is just helped shape where I'm going today. So
And so how did HBCU help you get into a business mindset?
let's just say a lot of gentlemen that I went to Morehouse with and Spelman and Clark Atlanta right there in just the AUC. A lot of people have their own business, and it's that Morehouse teaches you a grit growth mindset. You know what I'm saying? You want to aim high and you want to shoot for the stars. It's okay to be where you're at, but be where you're comfortable. And if you're gonna do it and you're good at it, you do it and you make you because you have a brand. And that brand is gonna take you wherever you want it to go as long as you keep, living that dream and going, being consistent and having a vision and going after it. And so Morehouse kind of there's a lot of different classes, especially when you start taking business classes at Morehouse. Like they show you how to make a business successful, and just it's not about just teaching from a book. They teach from book sense, and I mean they're entrepreneurs
Experience.
themselves. Yeah, they're experienced. They're entrepreneurs themselves, and so they're able to. It's almost like Morehouse is like a brotherhood. It's like I know somebody who knows somebody who can tell you about this, and I love that because as long it's almost kind of like once they know you're a Morehouse brother, it's like, oh man, it takes that bond to a whole nother level. But also, what's else in common about that is I feel like a lot of my Morehouse brothers, we don't, for from my experience, we don't gatekeep or it's all about lifting each other and pushing each other to the next level. And so if there's people my age, I'm 33, and they have multi-million dollar corporations or are very successful realtors or are very successful orthodontists. Like they have their own practices. Like they're not just doing it. Like they're going to school, going to grad school, putting in the work, putting in the time, and then having their own. And it's just amazing to see that. And so it encourages you want to have your own because why work for somebody else and live by their rules, and you can make your own. And even we don't always agree with what goes on in the workforce. It can always be something better. It can always be something better. So if it can be better, why not you do your thing and make it better? And the name is going to carry itself. So I don't market my consulting firm like brand and have all these flyers and stuff like that. I'm a firm believer in the old school way, word of mouth, because when somebody can actually tell you about an experience that and the type of experience that they had at a place, 9 out of 10, you're probably going to listen to them. If 4 out of 8 people are saying that this spot is bad, are you going to really try it to give it? You're more likely not to try it versus giving them the benefit of the doubt. Me,
Right.
I'm that. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, so I can actually tell somebody, yeah, I tried it. It wasn't. It really wasn't that. Or I tried it, but you have to get X, Y, and Z. This is what they do good. And then sometimes you offer that information to the restaurant. That's why they're not getting business. A lot of
Right.
people just don't know or aren't open to that constructive criticism.
Now, why did you choose to go to an HBCU over a PWI?
For one, I got a scholarship. PWI didn't give me a scholarship. HBCU did.
Yeah, well, you got to go where the money resides.
Yeah, hey, what you said, I mean, in that order. So, um, so initially I had gone to several upward bound programs, summer programs at Morehouse during the summer while I was in high school. And so
Mhm.
that's pretty much where you go to a math science camp and engineering and all these other things. And so they expose you to all these different things, like you're taking college courses, like you got to get up on your own, like kind of preparing you for college and preparing you for that. And so I went 2 years in a row, 2 summers in a row rather, and everybody that I went to the program with was like, "Yeah, I'm applying to Morehouse. I'm applying to Morehouse. I'm applying to Morehouse. Well, hell, I'm applying to Morehouse. Like, I'm gonna see what happens." So, for me, coming from Memphis, I'm from Orange Mound, went to Melrose High School. You know, not saying that the high school didn't go to
I came out of
Wildcat.
Hamilton,
No, no, the true Wildcat is the golden Wildcat. You
a
don't see
Wildcat through
a
and
blue
through.
Wild. Yeah, I'm just saying, through and through. Oh man. So you you don't really see, like, people talk about going to college and stuff like that, and then you got some of your predecessors or whatever that have gone through school, and like there was 2 people that I know, they went to Morehouse and Spelman together because they went to the Upward Bound programs.
Okay.
And so they and one played football and the other one, she was a cheerleader. Like, it was crazy, like how you kind of see what other people are doing that's different. And my grandmother wanted me to stay here in Memphis and go to the University of Memphis. I left, got out of Memphis. That experience, that just those 4 years of just being in Atlanta and living away from home and being on my own and having to figure it out, it builds character. Then you got people from the same city that you actually knew, that you went to school with, that are there. You got other bonds that you're creating, and it becomes like an experience unlike another. Like, I don't know. I can say then, I don't know why I picked the HBCU. I really can say I probably picked it because everybody was going. Like, everybody I knew was going to be there. I was going to have friends. I was going to have everything I felt like I needed away from home because I didn't have family in Atlanta. So the only family I had is my aunt. And when I knew she was there, I love her. She really took care of me, my aunt, and my cousin. And my cousin is actually like my sis cuz. That's what I call her, sis cuz. But that, just how even when they put their arms around me, and that they knew about how important Morehouse was, everybody just kind of gave each other that love. And I don't feel like I probably would have gotten that at a PWI, because the PWI is typically larger than an HBCU. They typically are not more willing to help, versus being at a place where literally 85 to 90% of the population, from the deans to the professors to the provost, like the people in that's working in the cafeteria, the people that's maintaining the grounds, and the maintenance people were African American, they were Black.
Yeah.
And everybody's encouraging each other and pushing each other. And so I can say then I didn't know, but now I do feel like if you want to feel like you at home and you loved and you are in a position to thrive, I feel like an HBCU is the place to do it because you got somebody that looks like you that can maybe even relate to you whether you know it or not, versus not having somebody who don't look like you and praying to God they understand where you're coming from.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what people don't understand, how important representation is, because you can explain what you're going through over and over again to somebody, but they still might not grasp the concept. But if you get like-minded people, like-minded students around you that got the same goal, same mindset, it's so much better to go through that with your brothers and
yeah,
sisters.
yeah. Because you honestly are, you're not alone,
Right.
and it feels good to not feel alone. And there may be some times where you miss your family or you are struggling and just you feel like don't nobody understand because that's life. We've all been there, but being around people that's actually able to help you through it, that's a blessing in itself right there.
Is there anything you want to tell my listeners and people about your businesses?
The photography is self-explanatory. If you want some pictures, you can check me out at MGM Media and Photography on Facebook. On Instagram, it's at mgm.mc14. And my consulting page, I don't have a consulting page just yet, but that's still loading. But you can reach out to me at my first name dot my last name, demario.hunterm@gmail.com. And that's it.
And I also want to add in kudos to your wife for pushing you into the photography, knowing that you love it, because we love a supportive spouse.
Yeah.
So
And well, speaking of, since you say that, I mean, I had to do the same for her. My wife, she does personal catering, so she meal preps for people throughout
tell her
throughout
to
the
come
month.
on.
Yeah. I don't know. She's nervous. Like this is a whole new journey for her. Like she wants to start doing like content and all this other stuff. So like I'm really trying to push her because I'm like, I got the camera. I got two. You can borrow
You
one.
got all the things.
Yeah, I got the computer. I mean, I got the computer. I already have the software for what she needs to edit and whatever. And I told her maybe I need to add that under my bill. I mean, because I I mean, people ask me about videography all the time. So, but yeah, so I'm working on getting her to where she is ready to start
Yeah,
sharing with the
please tell
world
her
what she's
to
doing.
just start, because I was nervous. My first video was trash, but I just had to just start, and I just had to be like, okay, I don't have this, I don't have that. Just start. Do it scared.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Just do it. Don't not do it.
yeah. Don't
You
not
gotta
do it.
still
Just
do
do it.
it.
I mean, get out there. It's okay. It's okay. You gonna figure it out.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You're gonna figure it out. Your steps are gonna align with what you're doing. If you put yourself out there and just jump, because that's what
Girl
I had
says,
to do.
dust yourself off and try again. Yeah, yeah. That's what you got to do. But
Not Aaliyah, rest
yeah.
her soul.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on and giving me the opportunity to throw my business out there. So if anybody needs me, reach out to me and we can talk.
Yes, and all his links will be below the video. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us what you do and who you are. And as always, shop black on purpose.
Jason me, looking for black owned businesses at Jason me. Young black entrepreneur, Jason me.